everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Subscription Boxes and More with Michelle. And you guys did it. You did. You got me over 500. Last I looked, I was at 511. So that giveaway is going to be given away sometime in the next couple of days. Maybe we'll draw on Wednesday or something. I want to give people a chance to see it and to sign up for the drawing. I don't want to rush it. I will do it in the next few days at least. Anyways, why are we here? It's not about the drawing. It really isn't. It is one of my favorite boxes. It's curated by a therapist, Valerie Valentine. And what is it? It is the Emotional Well-Being box. There's the back of it. I love the artwork on this box. It is just so fun. This box has helped me a lot over the last few months with my emotional well-being. Let's just get into this box, and I should show you what I do with it at the end of this video. So when I do my sign off, it's not done there. I will have something to show you, like I said, my journaling and such that I do with the box. All right, so anyhow, let's just pop this open. This one is yellow. This is the yellow. Every one is a different color, like of the rainbow. But this is our yellow one, and it says, "Welcome to Emotional Well-Being." And so there's 4 stages to this box, and each stage has 3 boxes. So this is meant to be a year-long subscription for you to do the whole, to get the whole, all the benefit from doing this program. I don't know. I love it. That's what I'm going to tell you. There's something for every one of your senses in these boxes, and it really, I love it. Anyway, did I say that enough? All right. So inside, here's what we're looking at. We got some paperwork first, and then under that paperwork, oh, it's got, ooh. Of course, we've got our squiggly wigglies sticking to it, but look, guys, it's like a chenille yarn, and it's got this pretty bauble here hanging, silver. I love it. It's not, it jingles! That must be our sound one. I love it. Can you hear it? Yes, I said it again. Wait, let me try to get it up there. Can you hear it? That's so cool. I love it. All right, so this is generous self-care. That's what this this box is about. So we already found our sound, our sense of sound item, and that being that little bell that I adore. Next, for our sense of taste, we have a bag of tea. There's always a tea. This one says the Perfect Cup Cherry Rose Tea. It's a Rooibos tea. Ingredients: Rooibos, rose petals, blackberry leaves, natural flavors, organic compliant. Sorry, little print. And this is by Dragonfly Tea House. This one doesn't smell strong through the bag, and I'm surprised because rose can be overpowering for me, but I think this is going to be all right because it doesn't seem like that rose is going to be too strong. So it comes with the little bags to put the loose tea in and tie it up like a tea bag, so that you don't end up with a bunch of loose tea. You know, you're always going to get little bits no matter what you do. Little bits do get through, even with commercially sealed bags. But you get a whole lot less with this, I think, than you do like one of the tea strainers or whatever, tea balls. I really like these. I wish that I could order a bunch more. I love their teas. So far, I've not had one that I didn't like. So there's the tea. Does that not look yummy? It does. All right. And then a bunch of yellow squiggly wigglies, hiding all the other contents. So let's move those aside. I saved those and reused them. So anyways, here is the, hey, excuse me. There's what it's looking like inside, guys. All right, so what do I see first? Well, I see we have a yellow highlighter. Watch myself in the glasses. I love highlighters. I use them to death. I mean, I literally run them dry. And it's by Sharpie. I've always wanted to try a highlighter from Sharpie. So anyways, let's just do that right now. Oh, nice. I'm going to do it between the lines so you can see you get really good coverage with this without being, you know how some are so dark or so pigmented. I don't really mean dark. Like here's a different brand. I will put it under it. This is Bic. We'll look at the difference. The Bic is smaller. I have to use, you know, several strokes, but it is also brighter. Not as bad as I was thinking, but this is the Sharpie one, and the straight line under it. I only had to go over it once. I went over it again to see how dark it would get, and the bottom one took 3 strokes to cover that one line, to get full coverage between the 2 lines with the Bic brand. So the Sharpie brand, it's wide enough, the tip is wide enough, it can go between, you know, sort of a standard, like college rule, without having to do a whole bunch of strokes. So that makes it really nice. I like that. And it's in the yellow. Yellow is the color. So then we have our little like affirmations that she always puts in a little glassine bag, and there's usually 3 or 4 of these. I think 3. Yeah. And so you pull those out and you read these little affirmations. Think of them, I think of them a little bit like fortune, you know, cookie, because it's that size. It says, I am a valuable and unique human being. I treat myself with kindness and rest. Got to do the rest thing. I embrace the feeling of contentment. I need to do that more. So there are those 3. They're yellow on one side with the logo, and then really nice on the other side. And I keep mine in my glassine bag, and I do pull them out and read them too, as a reminder and like kind of as a mantra to myself. So next we have an essential oil. I didn't read the card. I usually start out reading the card to you guys. I was too excited to get in this one. We'll read it though. This is Align Oil of Integration. If I can read. And this is box number 5, by the way. 5 of 12. Align. Align is a blend of bergamot, coriander, marjoram, peppermint, jasmine, and rose, and a base of fractionated coconut oil. That sounds like it's going to smell really good. I can't wait to read the rest of it before I smell it. And it's got a roller ball. See it? Put it on the pulse points. And I just read somewhere that you're not supposed to rub your wrists together. It actually makes the perfumes not last as long. I always thought you're supposed to do that. I mean, you know, we always did, right? Oh, that's a nice smell. It's a very clean. That's nice. Not too florally. The rose. I have a problem wearing anything rose scented. Guys, this is not like rose, like in your face, like funeral home, you know, smelling. Sorry. Quit sniffing. All right. Your sense of smell, if you're having trouble like with intrusive thoughts, like that's you know, just you can't get rid of it. Smell can bring you out of it. There's lots of reasons to use aromatherapy, but that's one. Okay. So we said what it is, what the smells are. It calls our soul into alignment with our heart and mind. It reaches gently into the heart to shift any energies that may be blocking our progress or positive movement forward. Align works directly with the heart center and facilitates the emergence of the soul qualities of self-acceptance, openness, and trust. I need that. Suggested use. Include aromatic and topical use only. Use roller to rub the oil on pulse points. Massage into the skin with hands. Cup hand around the nose, not your eyes. And inhale 3 times deeply, and or roll onto the bottoms of your feet. Use during meditation or anytime you want support. That is such a nice smell. Love their oils. I do. They are very wearable. My husband always compliments me after I do one of these, or after I'm, you know, using the oils. He's always, what do you got on? That smells good. So there's that. Next is a stone, and this being citrine, because citrine is yellow. There's two of them in there. Let me get them out so you can see them up close. Citrine is such a beautiful stone. All right, and it's like kind of a heart-shaped bag. It comes down to a point. It's really neat. I like that. And I got it. Yep, I got it big enough that I can... Oh, these ones are really pretty, guys. Okay, I almost slipped on a piece of plastic. New. All right. Look at these. This one is really see-through. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, and this one's less so, but they're both citrine, yellow citrine. Aren't those beautiful? I love them, and they're so smooth. All right, let's read about them. Citrine. Citrine is the light and abundance maker. It is known as the success stone or the merchant's stone. Citrine aids abundance, both the acquisition and the maintenance of wealth. I used to keep a piece of citrine in my drawer that someone gave me. They came in and they told me that at my store when I owned my scrapbook store. Scrapbooks 2, Cherish 2 was the number 2, and it was in Ohio. One of my customers came in and they gave me a really pretty piece of citrine and told me to keep it in my register drawer, and I did until the guy robbed me and it got dumped in with the money, but and said it would help draw wealth and stuff. Anyway, drew it to him, unfortunately. Citrine is a bright stone emanating positivity and joy. Citrine is associated with our solar plexus. This is our energy center of will, our great manifester. Without the will to work, to create, and to receive the bounty of our efforts, there can be no success. How true is that? Citrine energizes and is a powerful attractor of helpful friends and mentors. Citrine supports generosity, yet at the same time helps us hold on to our wealth. It is said that this stone attracts all the good in life. If it helps me to be generous, but helps me to hold on to my wealth, I best keep these in my pocket, because you know I am a shopaholic. This powerful stone emits warmth and peaceful vibrations that can help relieve and release depression. I need that. Fears, need it. Phobias, need it. It aids those with a depressed self-esteem. One's sense of self becomes more radiant with citrine, as focus is aided toward an optimistic future and away from the limits of the past. Affirmation for citrine: I am light-filled and prosperous. So hold that in your hand and say that, as sort of a mantra. I am light-filled and prosperous. Speak it, do it, be it, right? I do want to go back and read that first one that we didn't read, the first bit of cards, but let's do that now before we go any farther. Usually I read that first. I should have read it first, but like I said, I got so excited to get into the box that I got distracted. Okay, generous self-care. Welcome to you, most precious and valuable human being. In this box, you will find ideas and practices for really taking good care of yourself in unique and personally fulfilling ways. We explore the difference between selfishness and self-care, to give ourselves permission to rest, to take time for self, practice calm, contentment, and self-satisfaction. Harmony Bell Necklace. So this is meant to be a necklace for your auditory delight. Generous self-care. How self-care serves us all. Congratulations on demonstrating powerful self-care by participating in this program of well-being. Well, thank you, because this box is sent to me for review for you guys. And Valerie Valentine is the best. She is wonderful. Self-care. What does that really mean to you? How do we rise above the judgment of selflessness? Many of us are raised with subtle and not so subtle messages that implant a belief that it is safest and most desirable to be selfless. When I was young, and my grandmother did not mean anything bad by this, but she told me that my job was to make other people happy. That, I was this bubbly little kid or whatever, and that you know, what she was trying to say later, she explained years later, is that, you know, my bubbly personality made other people happy. But I took that to mean, and I was a little child, that it was my job to make people happy. And so I gave of myself, and I still do, to the point of I have nothing left for myself. So, you know, I would be selfless with everyone but me. Many of us are raised with subtle and not so subtle messages that implant a belief that it is safest and most desirable to be selfless, not to have needs, and certainly not to feel empowered to say no. We are programmed that it is better to give than receive, and that to serve selfishly is virtuous. From here, it is only one step toward a martyr mentality that supports a very unhealthy kind of codependency. That's something I'm working on right now in therapy. Codependency. This way of not like in the sense that anybody around me drinks or uses drugs or whatever. It's that whole not being able to say no thing. And in that way, I enable other people to take advantage of me, and it's a vicious cycle. This way of being promotes the enabler that then cycles viciously with the victim and persecutor. I have to do everything around here. Look what you made me do. These three rules form the unhealthy codependency triangle. This cycle of behavior is not healthy for anyone and requires some real awareness and willingness to change. There are several 12-step groups and volumes of books dedicated to healing this dynamic. I'm in the middle of one now. Not group, book. I encourage anyone struggling through a dangerous situation to go get some support. Codependency can be as dangerous as addiction, and addiction kills. Mine is not dangerous. It just leaves me no time for me a lot of times. The biggest tools for living healthy are self-care and boundaries. Self-care is the practice of truly caring for one's own well-being. This means no one else is responsible for how we care for ourselves and how we feel. Self-care means stepping up to all our personal needs discussed in box 3, including basics of safety, food, sleep, hygiene, exercise, rest, and enjoyment. Excellent self-care includes time for thinking, exploring, and doing the things that feed your soul. I cannot stress this enough. We all need time for ourselves and activities that we love. Without this time, we are not healthy. Guilt about making this time does not serve you or anyone else. It's not selfish to care for yourself. It is imperative to your well-being. You are the only one who can take care of yourself. Raising our children with the example of resentful, selfless duty to others sets them up for victimhood, resentment, and anger. To lead by example of how to set healthy boundaries, how to say no, I can't do that right now, gives us all permission to create our lives in a way that works in relation to our personal experience of time and energy. Takeaways for this month of generous self-care. You have a responsibility to say no sometime and give yourself permission to do it. Setting boundaries with time and energy serves to balance and empower loving choices. Rest, taking time off, and play all add to feelings of contentment. I can choose to release guilt and resonate with the confidence of healthy self-care. Release of guilt is something that I am very deeply struggling with. I fill myself up emotionally so that I can give joyously from the heart and not from obligation. How radical and powerful to align your choice and action with healthy and generous self-care. We are here cheering for you as we all learn to practice self-care more consciously. This is about taking care of yourself and your well-being, and all the tools that can be thrown at that is in these boxes, and they're magnificent. My own therapist uses all the senses in therapy. So that was what I should have done that first, and I apologize. Maybe I'll even cut it and put it in the beginning. I don't know. Then we have a dream catcher kit. I know how to make dream catchers, of course. Welcome. This kit is a simple way to do something with your own hands to support your well-being. The to-do kit for box 5 is to create your own personal dream catcher. The dream catcher comes from Native American tradition and is an honored and sacred practice. As you create your own, please be mindful of this honored tradition and create with intention and reverence. The traditional belief holds that the air is filled with both good and bad dreams. The dream catcher, when hung, moves freely in the air and catches dreams as they float by. The good dreams know the way and pass through the center and down the feathers to the dreamer. The bad dreams, not knowing the way, get trapped up in the web and perish in the dawn's light. The experience of making your own dream catcher adds to its power by making it authentic to you. This is a generous self-care practice of protection. And I have a lot of light tears, so I do have a dream catcher, but I will make this one. So it comes with this one comes with beautiful feathers, but it comes with a grapevine wreath, about 6 inches it looks like, several feathers. Let me get them out so we can look at those. Here's a pretty one that's sort of a burgundy color. And then we have a yellowy peach colored one. And then we have this red one. And we have a big red one. And then we have a big, like, burnt orange colored one. And then we have a couple of natural colored ones, 2 of those. Then we have this is a waxed string to do the web with. And then there's always something made of clay, handmade. And this time there's a bit of like a star that you hang on there. You can hang it in the web or from the web. Or from the strings. I'll probably hang it in the web. And then there are some beads to hang with the feathers. A turquoise painted wooden bead. There's 2 of those and 2 of these like creamy colored ones. Let's get those closer. Actually, I'm going to put them back in the bag because I tried to lose it. And then these flat disc ones that are brown to hang on there. That's going to be really fun. I'll be doing that and probably have that done for you at the end of the video as well, so that you can see how it turned out. So that's going to be a really fun activity. And then there's always one of these candle making kits. Right here in a heart shape is the wick. And here is what the candle looks like once you roll it up. You warm it up. I prefer to warm mine, like I hold it like against my body, like under my t-shirt, across my stomach or something with my hand, so it gets nice and warm against my skin. And then you roll it, you put the wick across and you roll it really tight from this end to the other end, but there's 2 sheets. And sorry. And so you butt up the second one right where the one stops. You start the other one without overlapping, and you roll that up real tight until you're done, and it makes a votive candle. And as you can see on this one, it's got a bit of like a honeycomb kind of texture. And let's see, what does it say about it? Yellow candle. Welcome to the validation of your own inner light. You are invited to be a light in this world. This box color is yellow. Yellow is the color of sunshine, of warmth, and of cheerful activity. Yellow sits in our bodies right at the solar plexus. This is the location of our will. Will is the strength center that empowers us with the energy for action that creates. Yellow promotes mental activity, learning, intellect, alertness, and concentration. This color is great for combating fear by strengthening confidence and cheer. Cheer for self and others. Cheerfulness for all. Yellow shouts, "Yes, I can." I am is the basic beginning of all affirmations. The name of the greatest mystery, I am that I am. You are invited to use the words most carefully and with awareness for promoting the positive. Light this candle to energize and uplift. Allow it to expand and positivity and inner power. I am light. I choose to know and honor this about myself. That's an affirmation to say. Roll up and create this month's candle with attention and focus on this faculty of cheerful will and creativity. You are a creative being. Creativity is in your DNA. With every thought, word, and deed you are creating. Create by consciously choosing empowered self-care and bright, inspired goodness. These make great bookmarks after you make the candle. That's a really neat activity I always enjoy. And there's one in every box. And then you have your journal prompts in your journal papers in the color of the box. And you see there's some beautiful handmade paper, especially paper in the back of here. That is absolutely stunning. So this page has our journal prompts, and we'll look at that. But then we have some different yellow papers. We have some darker and lighter yellows. And these are more of a cardstock weight, guys. It's not like it's not a heavy cardstock, but not a light cardstock. I mean, not a light paper. It's heavier than printer paper, lighter than cardstock. Then there's this nice bright yellow envelope that you can keep some secret journaling and tuck in there, or some mementos you don't want to lose. And then we go back to those lighter and darker yellows, and here's another color that's almost on the peachy side of yellow. But then there's a piece of beautiful handmade paper here that has, can you see the like linens through it? Like the fibers. That's really neat. I like that one a lot. But guys, let me see if there's any other ones. Look at this one. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Love that. It's got actual like leaves and flowers inside of it. That's not, that's real stuff. Really pretty. All right, so that is what we will be writing our journal prompts, our responses to the journal prompts on. And as I said, I'll have that at the end. I will work on that. So that I really do use this. This is something I use in my I may not use it daily. I wish I did. I wish I was that disciplined, but I do use it every month and more than once. Okay. Journal prompts for generous self-care. Welcome to the journal prompts for box 5 and the theme of generous self-care. This is your private place to express whatever you feel without judgment or restraint. This is a healthy practice that offers relief and release. Protect yourself and keep your journal away from anyone who cannot honor your process. And remember to allow for change and growth because you meant it when you wrote it. Because you meant it and wrote it does not mean you will believe it forever. Okay? In this box, so if you're really upset and angry and you write that down, you meant it in the moment, but that moment passes and writing it down helps. And, it also helps to, how did I react in that moment? And you go back and you read it and think, well, I could have handled that better, or I handled that really well, whatever. And just because you were angry and you might write, oh, I hate that person, that doesn't mean you really do. You hate that situation. You hate that moment in time, but you don't, you know what I mean? Different. And you go back and you read it later and it can give you different perspective. And like I said, write down what you did in the moment, how you handled it and all that, not just how you felt, but also how you reacted, and go back and look at that later, and it can help you the next time. In this box, we are focusing on how to treat ourselves well. Gentle shifts towards caring thoughts, words, and actions create positive change. In a world full of pain and hatred, it is imperative that we begin with ourselves to create acceptance, care, and generosity. We can only change ourselves, and as we live healthy, we add health and well-being to the collective conscious. Your well-being matters to us all. And then it gives you, there's 6 different journal prompts. I'll read you 1 or 2 because, again, if I read it all to you, there's no reason for you to buy the box. Journal prompts for box 5. 1. What is the difference between self-care and selfishness for me. So we'll say number 6, what fills me up enough to have plenty to give? So what can I do to help give me the mental, emotional, and even physical energy? What fills that up in me so that I can give and keep doing for other people, you know? So, but still have it left over for myself. That's the thing. Don't use it all up so that there's no more left to give to yourself. You practice this so that you have self-care for yourself instead of just care for other people. Anyhow, I really enjoy this box. It has helped me a lot in my own struggles with, you know, depression and anxiety and my OCD and my PTSD. And anyhow, I got all the letters, this is helping me a lot. And if you struggle, and even if you don't have to be struggling with mental health to find good in this box. It's good for anyone, no matter where you are in your mental health, you know, journey. Whether you are perfectly okay, none of us are perfectly okay. You may think you are, but none of us are perfectly okay all the time. But if you're struggling with depression and anxiety and all of that, this is a really good program, and works really well with if you're already in therapy, or like so many, maybe you can't afford therapy. This box will help you out. And not a sponsor. They did send it to me for a review, but love it. All right, guys, tell me, go back and look at the other videos for the other boxes. That will give you an idea of what the box is like from one month to another and one theme to another, because they work together. You need to do all the boxes, you know what I mean? Sure, one box, you could get benefit from just even one, but it is meant to be worked like a program, and it really does help. And you can go back to it. Just because the year is over doesn't mean you can't go back to this over and over and over again. And don't just write on the prompts in the box, you know. Let those prompts open up for prompts of your own, you know, thoughts of your own, or look for some online even. If you, like me, sometimes I struggle with thinking of a prompt to write on. I find a lot of prompts online, and I find one that speaks to me, and then I write on it. Or I just write down, you know, what happened that day, or, you know, whatever. Or I cut out words and things if I'm struggling to find the words. Sometimes I clip out things in magazines or newspapers or, you know, whatever, and I paste those in, or pictures, or words and pictures, and I, you know, write on that and use that kind of as a little bit of a prompt, or even just a visual to make me think about those things. I don't even necessarily have to write about it a whole lot, because it is there to make me think of, you know, whatever that picture or word or whatever represented to me, why I cut it out in the first place. Anyways, with all that being said, let me know what you think about the box. And please give me that big old thumbs up, because that really helps my channel. And please subscribe, and please share my video with others, and make sure that you go back to the 500 giveaway video a couple videos ago and watch it and listen for the secret word, and put that in the comments in some way so that you're in for that drawing. You have to be a subscriber, but share that video also with others so that we can, the more people that are in the drawing, the more fun it'll be for, you know. I'm already up to 511 the last I looked, and I'm going to do a really big box come 1,000. So let's get there in a big hurry. So anyways, but we're not on 1,000. We're at the 500. That's a huge prize. Go look at that video. And thank you guys all so much for getting me here, and I hope you're going to be here with me at 1,000 and at 10,000 and 100,000, and dare I even dream 1,000,000. Wouldn't that be something? Can you imagine little old me? It never gonna happen, but I'm starting to believe that the 1,000 might happen. And it's all because of you guys. I love you all. Mwah! Thank you for watching and listening to me babble. And I'll see you again soon in another video. Bye, guys. Alright, guys. So, look at this chunkiness. Isn't that awesome? All the colors, and look at that. Alright, and here we have all the baggies with the stones. And I made these pom-poms because, you know, they're kind of a sensory thing. I put my jingle bell on here because I didn't want to lose it, and I really didn't want the cats to be grabbing onto it. Sorry, I'm having to hold my camera while I do this, so I apologize for it moving around. Trying to get to the yellow section. Box 4. Okay, this starts box 5 right here. So I've put these in the rings. I need new rings because it is really full. So I put in the section that tells about the generous self-care first, and then onto the, you know, it tells all about it, right? And then there's the prompt one, and there's the prompts. Sorry, my shadow. I'm casting a shadow. Alright. So here I did the actual journaling. I did all the prompts. I haven't gone on to do my own yet. I incorporated some stickers from all the planner stickers that I got from Michael's in my grab bags. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. So prompt number 1 was, what is the difference between self-care and selfishness for me? And I said, to me, self-care is taking the time that I need to take care of my physical, mental, and emotional well-being, taking time for therapy each week, making sure I eat right, trying to get enough sleep, because we know sleep is a problem for me, taking time to do things I want and like to do, etc. And selfishness is thinking only of myself and my needs, but it is also thinking only of others' needs and ignoring my own. So it's selfish to, you know, always put myself first, but, and, you know, at the same time, it's selfish to always put everyone else first and ignore what I need, which is what I usually end up doing. So we're working on that. And then I have my prompt 2, and I wasn't going to tell you guys the prompts, but, you know, I got them done, so... Prompt 2, how can I live generous self-care that includes boundaries without guilt? And I said, I don't know. This is something that I need to, and I'm trying to work on, because I have a phobia of disappointing people and letting them down. This is very hard for me, and it is the #1 reason that I have codependency issues in the first place. I think I will have to take baby steps, start small, and slowly work toward being able to say no and to treat my needs as a priority. And then this came out of a magazine. It says a little step can have a big impact. So, prompt number 3. What does this give others by example? So, being that people around you, like kids and such, learn through your example. And so I said, I hope that my grandchildren will see me prioritizing my own needs and will learn from my example that it is okay to say no sometimes and to put your own needs first. Not all of the time, but some of the time. You know, because again, we don't want to be selfish. But it is selfish not to put our needs, you know, up high on the list. And so I didn't know what I was going to do with all the teacher stickers. So, but, you know, I want to teach by example, right? And it says copy because kids copy what we do. And, you know, I put teacher things on here because it gave me a reason to use the teacher stickers. You know, so I'll be teaching them by my, you know, my example, hopefully. It says teach from the heart and teach, love, inspire. And that way the stickers weren't all wasted. Because they're cute.
Prompt number 4, what is the difference between I can never say this word, joyously giving, which is fulfilling service, and grudgingly sacrificing, which is empty service and codependency. And I said, joyous giving makes you feel good and leaves you time for your joyously giving makes you feel good and leaves you time for your needs too. And grudgingly sacrificing leaves you feeling resentful, tired, overwhelmed, and underappreciated, and leaves little or no time for you. That's what I said. And prompt number 5. How can I stay in alignment with the value of service while generously caring for myself? By, as they say on airplanes, putting on my oxygen mask first, then helping or / doing for others. I need to attend to my own needs and wants too. And first sometimes, and then do for others. I need to let them sink or swim on their own sometimes instead of always trying to hold them above the water while I drown. I won't be / am not any good to anyone, let alone myself, if I sink. That's what I said. I'm going to take this to my therapy because I know this is something I'm working on currently in my actual weekly therapy. I think she will be impressed, I hope. Prompt number 6. What fills me up enough to have plenty to give? Having time to spend snuggling with Bugatti. Just a few minutes of his snuggles and listening to him purr fills me with so much joy and warmth, it amazes me. And then crafting and creating and making my YouTube videos helps too. But time with Boo Kitty is everything. And then I did some stuff from magazines and stuff because I like to do that as a visual for myself. It says, beautify the world around you with things and colors that make you feel good. So that's, time, that's self-care, taking care of your environment and making sure that it's a comfortable space that you feel at home in. And I like colors and stuff. And see, there's me, like, cutting out stuff. Oops. Again, from the teacher stuff. And still going on with that kind of theme. Sorry. There you go. And it says, take time to discover what it is that delights you, then do that. And there's like a crayon, again, using the teaching stuff, and books, and ruler, and coffee, because coffee delights me, and me with a crayon. Wait, there you go. Sorry, I know, it's hard to get it in the frame. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. I realize it's all over the place, and somebody's going to say, this is a bad video. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make it a bad video. I'm not very well today, so I'm doing this sitting on my bed. Some days are just better than others. So anyways, here's another one that I did. Take time, again, self-care and all that. Take time to eat right and to rest, and remember to take your meds too, because that's something I struggle with sometimes. I'm doing a lot better, but sometimes I forget my meds. It's easy to forget when you're busy and you don't feel particularly bad at that moment, and then you don't take them, and then guess what? You feel bad. So, for the eat right, see, it's like all the food group type things, and it says nutrition, and this is a teapot, but I think of it as coffee because, everything's coffee, and an apple because fruits, and oranges for fruits, and wash your hands. Of course, I don't need to remember that because I got OCD, and a picture of a bunch of pills because it was in a magazine, and, take your pills, and then spend time with friends. Because I don't do that very much. Alright. And then there's this side. Yum. It says, but it is okay to treat yourself too. It's in moderation. So I have to move it so I can see what it says, and then you're looking at weird, angles and things. Life is short, eat dessert first, and then, chocolate and chocolate chip cookie and Hershey Kisses, because yes, I like chocolate. And then this is a very simple page. It just says, and again, came up from magazine, right? Celebrate the joy that is family. And then I added a butterfly out of a magazine, and this sticker. because this is the envelope. And then this came off of an ad to buy, like, jewelry for somebody, you know, about somebody. It's like a ring that says always, and then with you in your heart or something like that. On the inside it says part of me lives on with you forever in your heart. So I put that there, and I miss you, Daddy. So just a flower. Learn to / and give yourself permission to say no sometimes. And I cut these letters out of a magazine. And back to the beautifying and all of that. I found this and I thought it was really pretty, and so I put it in there, and it says head over heels for a house. And I said make and maintain a house that you love and feel at home in. So it's back to that same thought. So it kind of would have been better, but you know, I found things at different times. And this one says thrive, feel like you again. The you never took the time to be because you were busy being the you they wanted you to be. You know, more like the you that when you were a kid and you were selfish and you did put yourself first. Except for, even as a kid, I put everybody else first. But, you know, and just because it's important to know, this was in the magazine, and it says 48% of victims, I think I put this in here already on another page, not this exact one, but, you know, from another magazine, 48% of victims will stay in an abusive situation rather than leave their pet behind. We're working to change that. And I think this is like Purina or whatever. And there's a woman kissing her kitty cat, and I said, I would die to keep my baby safe, happy, and healthy. But luckily, I am safe now, too. Because, you know, at one time, I was an abuse victim. And even wrote a book about it. On Amazon, Random Bleedings of a Broken Heart. You know, bleedings like you cut yourself and you're bleeding, but with an S. Random Bleedings of a Broken Heart, if you wanted to find it. This side says, plan a happy life. Pretty is as pretty does. Spoil yourself today, because remember, self-care. And, you know, salon appointment, because I want to get my hair done. Dress like you're going somewhere better later, which, you know, sometimes I just stay in my pajamas, so I need to remember that. Coffee, always coffee. Take the day off, you know. It's important to spoil yourself today. Write, which I need to do. So, there you go. Workout, and that's it. That's what I've gotten done in there. And then there is the citrine, and it's connected in its little bag, because like I told you, I keep those stones in there. And so that brings us to, I did the candle. It's in this baggie, and I'm not going to try to take it out one-handed, but I got the candle done. I love that activity. I don't want to get it, you know, all sticky and fuzzy. I keep it, like, in the baggie like this until I'm ready to burn it. But I also did my dream catcher. I put a little loop at the top. Sorry, let me find it. So that I can hang it, and some beads and the feathers, 2 of the feathers sticking out there. I put the star on the web and then I put, it's hard to do this one-handed. I put the feathers hanging down, and then they're, see? And beads, and if I turn it the other way, sorry, I don't want to make you seasick, but trying to give you a visual here of what it'll be like when it's hanging up. So I did that, and I think that was all this time. I haven't drank my tea yet. I was going to have that tonight. So anyways, yeah, there we go. That is my, you know, where I'm at with my journal and stuff. Now I will be doing more in my journal. I always do, but I show you guys part of it. And then I go on and do my own stuff as I need to.